So
are we live over there yet?
Oh, yeah, we are live, and we are live. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so fucking fat right now. I was just saying I haven't exercised in like a month because I fucked my back up, and I blame Andrew because he helped me hang this heavy bag. It turned out it was too heavy, and I think
I didn't stuff it. I just hung it.
Stuff it and hung it. Stuff it like, having sex with. I'm trying to think of like sex jokes because there's a lot there in terms of sex. Because I hadn't stuff it. Yeah. And
I'm hung, but I didn't stuff it.
Like on cartoons, like somebody will punch something and like, it's kind of like that, I think. Especially when I kick it, because it's like my leg. When you kick, you want your hips and your shoulders to always be in line with each other. And so if I'm kicking it in my fucking foot, if my leg is right here, I'm gonna try and get this in both shots. My leg is right here, and then my whole body wants to follow through. My leg gets caught, and then my upper body just keeps on twerking. Twerking.
Your leg's stuck, your body keeps moving, and there is where the back problem.
I think so.
Is it so much be lower back then, right?
I think, it's a muscle like right here. This is fascinating talking about my back problem. It's like right here, but like the thing about back problems, I don't know if you've ever had your back go out. It's not the muscle that is fucked up that fucks with you. I think the other muscles around it start clenching up to protect that muscle. And so that's what makes it so you can't move at all. You can't even hardly breathe.
Wow. So your back was like that?
Yeah. It was like clenching up and stuff on me.
So wait, you couldn't do anything? Or you just couldn't get to that, accidentally get it to clench?
I couldn't, I needed to rest it as much as possible so it healed. So I just had to lay down a bunch. I couldn't move around or anything.
There's Ricky. He came to say hello.
Oh. So last episode we were talking about the pickup artist videos, those commercials I was getting.
Yeah. This right here is a pickup artist.
You're picking him up.
I'm a pickup artist.
So I've been getting a new strain of these pickup artist ads, and they're even fucking creepier than the ones before.
No way.
Oh yeah, they're so creepy you wouldn't believe.
You picking up girls that are passed out?
That would be funny. No, it's not that creepy.
Hey, you want to go home with me? If she doesn't say no, that means yes. So these are practice. You get a big old punching bag. You fill it up to the size of body weight, and then you drag it around for training. So whenever you find your first passed out girl, you can drag her on.
That reminds me, there was this, did you ever see the sketch show called Human Giant? I think it was Human Giant.
No.
Brian Posehn was the actor in this one. And they did this sketch. It was like women's self-defense. And they were going over the self-defense moves to teach him, okay, if he does this, then you do this. And then he was in the class, he's like, okay, so what's the counter to that then? Like, what do I do now? He was trying to learn fucking anti-women's self-defense.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is kind of funny because that's the way the martial arts would work to start with, though, right? You would even want to know the counter to the counter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these pickup artist ads, the new horrible strain of these ads, so it starts out with this guy and this girl together in a car, and he's filming himself, and he's like, okay, guys, this is my girlfriend. Hey, babe, how many DMs do you have right now on your IG? And she's like, 17. And then he's like, so how is it that you get all these DMs all the time, and I was the one that got to you. And she was like, he put a spell on me. And then he was like, that's right, fellas. If you want to learn how to put a spell on women like I did with this woman and made her become my girlfriend, my long-term girlfriend, you need to learn these tricks. And she's just like sitting there like, like, dude, how is that not like the creepiest fucking thing ever?
Yeah. I made her become my girlfriend.
And what does she think? Is she like this fucking like
to this day she's trying to get away?
She's like this fucking like from her perspective. I mean, it makes me want to become a feminist. It makes me. It drags me in that direction a little. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so.
Like I know I'm not saying that I am a feminist, but I'm saying like.
Well, I mean, I don't think being a feminist. I don't know. I think. What do you mean by a feminist is what it comes down to.
It makes me feel like, fuck that shit, man. You shouldn't treat women like that. Women are equal to men. You shouldn't. They're not like these fucking like.
But yeah.
But for the most part, like when people talk about feminism, so I'm like, shut.
But yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a different. Yeah, I think. Well, what you're talking about, you're saying they're equal. They should be treated like they're fucking retarded.
Yeah,
unless they are, you know. Not that there's a way that you're supposed to treat people that are retarded.
You're supposed to treat them with care and respect.
Hey, Spencer.
So,
Spencer at L. What's L? Spencer at L.
Yeah, he's from the
L.
The L. Loser, double. No. What is that one? Loser, double loser. I don't know. Little girl shit.
No bitches ever called me that. I don't know.
I was on what was I gonna say? ATL. What does that stand for? Like ass titty leg.
Ass titty licking.
Ass
I like them ass titties. Like the Coneheads got with the nipples.
Oh hey, Spencer. Wait, where are you from? Where are you from, Spencer?
I think Douglasville.
Douglasville.
I know he lives in Douglasville. I don't know where he was born. I think he was born in Douglasville.
Were you born in Douglasville? Do you have the Dwarf House where you were from? The Chick-fil-A Dwarf House?
Ask the ladies. Oh, that's ATL.
Do you know the Dwarf House? Chick-fil-A Dwarf House? You know what I thought of? What's up, John C? We're talking about the Chick-fil-A Dwarf House.
Born in Atlanta, baby. Oh, okay.
He was born in Grady. The Dwarf House is such a weird fucking thing. Like, did you hear me talking about Dwarf House the other day at the mic?
No.
Okay, so like the fucking Dwarf House. Think about what that is. It's like a Chick-fil-A, but it's for.
Is in Hayville, right by East Point. Oh, where he lives now. Yeah.
So
that's one. Yeah, I guess, but there's multiple dwarf houses.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of our time. They have one in Fayetteville, but so I grew up in Fayetteville, like from elementary school through high school. So the Chick-fil-A I had was the Dwarf House. I didn't know it was so fucking weird. Think about how weird the Dwarf House is. It's a Chick-fil-A for dwarfs.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
but it's not really for dwarfs. It's for like pretend dwarfs. It's like we're just fucking with, you know what I mean? It's like we're just having fun, pretending like this is for.
Did they used to have like little burgers? Because they used to have burgers.
Yeah, that was the thing. Before it was a Chick-fil-A.
Little burgers?
It was Dwarf Burger. Dwarf Burger was the
dwarf burgers for dwarf people. Little burgers for little people.
Mm-hmm. That was what it was before it was Chick-fil-A.
Do dwarves? What are they called now? Dwarfs, midgets, little people.
Little people.
Do people that are very short? Do they really do eat less food? Right? I mean, they got to eat less.
They have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to know how much food they eat. I wonder when they go to restaurants that have food challenges, do they get a smaller challenge? That's fucked up. That's discrimination.
Yeah, there was a small door to get into the building for dwarfs, but mostly kids used it. Yeah. And older people who were cool. No, it wasn't for actual dwarfs though. That would be weird. You know what I'm saying? If it was for like people with dwarfism, then that would be like.
That's one of those things that people like. You say you can't call people midgets. I only heard about this a couple of years ago because I thought midget was the appropriate term. Because dwarf to me, the fact that dwarf is more appropriate, I think is crazy. Because dwarf is a magical creature as well.
Yeah.
And so when it like midget seemed like a term like that is exclusively for like reality and humans, but apparently it's not. It was.
You know what it is? It's because it sounds really harsh. So because we put a lot of.
I don't think it sounds that bad.
Midget.
What if you say like that?
But it's got like that harsh like midget.
Yeah, it's hard to do like
midget.
Dwarf. You're a dwarf.
I think we put a lot of stock into the way that words sound, as far as how like offensive they are considered to be.
I mean, it makes sense because what are words but sounds?
They could imply meaning.
Yeah, but I mean, like where'd they start? Words started with sounds.
Like, what do you think the most offensive racial slur is?
You
don't have to say it.
I mean, yeah.
I think the most offensive racial slurs are the ones that like imply boy, like that implies you're not a man, Your name is a sound people make to get you to look at them. That's true.
Yeah. I've had a lot of incidences of people saying Andrew, and it's not me, and I'm like, what? Oh, shit. Now I know my name. Damn it. But happened the other day. Somebody said, good morning, Andrew. And there was another Andrew in the room that he was talking to. But that Andrew knew I was an Andrew. So he's kind of like the sarcastic, I don't care about anything, dude, and I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he just said, which one? Me, Andrew, or that Andrew? It's like that guy gave a shit. The guy was like, I was talking to you. You're the only one I know. And then he was like, well, good morning to you too, Andrew.
Oh, yeah, fuck you, bro. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Fuck you, why you gotta be like that?
Oh, the other guy? Yeah, for sure. He is, he does bother me. But often happens more so whenever I'm setting up after a show at Six Flags and a mother yells like, Andrew, get over here. I'm like, what the fuck?
People are still naming their kids Andrew?
I guess so.
There's more Andrews than there are Josh.
I think
there's a lot of Joshes.
Really?
I've
known more Joshes.
Really?
So many fucking Joshes. There's a period where I had like 8 Joshes that were like somewhat consistently.
Why is Josh such a common name?
Biblical, I guess.
Biblical.
Joshua. Andrew's also biblical. They're both disciples, right?
Wait, Andrew's in the Bible?
Yeah, he's a disciple.
I haven't read the Bible.
Me neither, bro. They read me. I'm in the Bible, dude. I didn't have to read it.
I lived it.
I did that shit. Jesus, man, he's one of my dogs.
Why can't you name your kid Jesus?
You can in Mexico.
Yeah, it has to be Jesus, right?
Jesus, yeah. I heard that there's something about an accent that makes it Jesus on one of the letters.
Well,
versus Jesus,
in Spanish the accent makes it in Spanish the second to last syllable is always going to have the emphasis on it unless you put an accent mark.
Oh, well, there's a guy that his name is Jesus. He was on Rogan's podcast. Jesus Trejo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying that because his mom didn't put the accent over on his birth certificate, that in Mexico they look at him and they say, Jesus?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So in Mexico, he's Jesus.
Yeah.
But in America, he's Jesus. But they talked a little bit about that, about how bizarre it was that, Mexican people were totally down to name their kids Jesus. So if you do that shit in America, then You're fucking crazy. You named your kid Jesus? What the fuck is wrong with you?
G.G. Allen was his name was Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
His baby brother couldn't say Jesus, so he just called him Gigi. So he went by Gigi instead of Jesus.
They named him Jesus?
I think his full name was Jesus Christ Allen. His dad was insane, supposedly.
Oh.
Which makes sense, right?
Jesus Christ Allen?
Yeah. Jesus Christ Allen.
I can spell like all in.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Right? A-L-L?
I think so. I didn't
look enough into that guy. I'd like to look more into him. I wish there's just like a good comprehensive documentary.
There is.
There is?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, what's it called?
Hated by the Nation, I think.
Hated by the Nation? That's cool.
It's on YouTube. The full thing is on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
His dick is in there. It's full frontal nudity. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
I watched like half of it, but I watched the Count Dankula documentary on, or it was the Count Dankula video on him, and that was interesting enough. It was a good summary of his life. So I watched a little bit of the documentary. I was like, I don't need to watch the rest of this.
No.
I imagine you probably watched the whole thing though. That was the first time I heard about G.G. Allen though.
Really?
Yeah, I never heard of him before.
I just heard about him being fucking bizarre, beating the shit out of himself on stage.
Yeah. And it didn't come out of nowhere. It was because he was fucking crazy. And his dad was crazy. His dad had a grave dug for him in the basement.
He had a grave dug for Gigi?
Yeah.
Wow.
In case he ever fucked up, he was going to kill him and put him in the grave or something.
Oh, in case he ever fucked up.
Yeah.
Not just in case he ever died. In case you ever die.
Well, I got this grave for you. What do you think about this? Do you think, I was thinking about how stupid it is to get offended by people, and just put it in some perspective for me. Okay, so let's do this thought experiment. Pretend like somebody doesn't speak English and they phonetically just come up to you and they'd be like, fuck you. And they have no idea what they're saying. You can't be offended by that. They have no idea what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
So like now let's take it to, they do understand English, but they're really stupid. And they still don't know what they're saying.
And they say, fuck you.
And they say something that's offensive. You can't be offended by that. They don't know what they're saying, right?
How do you know they don't know what they're saying?
Because they're fucking stupid as shit, man. You know what
How do you know they're stupid as shit?
You can't tell when somebody's stupid?
Well, I mean, not if the only thing they do is come up and say, fuck you. What? Excuse me?
Well,
I had to take a moment to assess, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's say somebody.
But also, I mean, at that point, I'd be scared.
But it's like, I mean,
is this person going to try to kill me?
Okay. Well, like, let's walk it back a little bit. Like,
okay.
Let's be a little less literal. And let's just say, like, you're in some situation where somebody says something offensive to you, but they're stupid as shit.
Oh.
Like, boy, you're stupid because you're a boy, and boys are nasty.
Oh, well, I mean, if they're obviously stupid,
then you're not going to be offended by them, right?
No, of course not. I don't think people are offended if somebody's obviously. I mean, I think some people do. I think the majority of people aren't like offended if somebody's like obviously dumb, like.
But don't like a lot of people who get offended really easily. They would consider the person that is offending them to be stupid. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, would consider them to be. Oh, there he is. Hey, Bailey. Yeah.
Wouldn't you say it so though?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit different. Knowing somebody truly is stupid versus casting. I don't know. Can't think of the words right now because I'm stupid. Like, you know, putting that on them because you don't like their point of view, so you're coloring them stupid. Color me stupid. That's not a phrase, is it? What is it? Color me pretty? Yeah, Bailey's here. He just joined.
Yeah, there's like 1,000 people watching right now.
BB. Hey, BB, say hey.
Say hey. Say hey. I wonder how much of a delay there is. We should really get theme music again. Don't tell me what to do. I respect it. Somebody who doesn't like to be told what to do. I'm kind of a rebel like that too. Like, I usually like I'll drive on the wrong side of the road.
You did drive on the wrong side of the road a couple times.
Wait, you have too, though.
I was drunk. You were learning to drive.
Good excuse. Isn't that telling someone what else to do?
Well, he said don't tell him what to do. He didn't say that he's not going to tell other people what to do. It's a one-way street for him. Yeah, way back in the day, man. I remember you calling me and telling me you drove on the wrong side of the road.
I only did that once.
Was it only once?
Yeah.
That was coming to see me in Carrollton. You took that right on that one road.
Yeah, it was like there was a divided highway. I didn't know it was a divided highway. So
yeah,
which is something that still to this day I'm like, I think it's just something you just have to kind of learn. There's nothing that really, there's no wrong way signs or anything most of the time on those.
Well, they're always there too late.
Yeah, you just have to learn what a divided highway kind of looks like, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd say it's crazy people don't just die all the time.
Yeah,
I guess they do.
They do. That's one thing I would keep track of the numbers. Not really. I'd always notice the numbers they post up there. You know how many people died in car accidents.
They don't post those anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Now it's just like funny. Like, wear your mask and jerk your mother off.
Who's posting? Like, who comes up with this bullshit?
Oh, I don't know. They are paying somebody to do it though.
Tax dollars coming to like being catty.
Yeah, like I need to go get that job.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be like memes and stuff pretty soon. So what cryptid?
Hey, Goo.
What's up? What cryptid would you have sex with?
Cryptid?
Yeah.
Oh, like Mothman?
Yeah.
Shit. Mothman. No, I don't know a lot of cryptids.
Oh wait, let's start right here.
Where's some other cryptids?
Wait, hold up. Cryptids?
Cryptids.
Would you have sex with an alien?
Depends.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
A footman, huh? Quentin Tarantino would fuck Bigfoot.
Garrett would have sex with an alien. Okay, here's what I think. I think a lot of people would say yes, they would have sex with an alien, but
an alien butt?
Here's
too late.
Wait, why is it too late?
He's already had sex with an alien, maybe.
Here's why.
Always.
Here's why I think people would say they would have sex with an alien, because they have no concept of what an alien is. When you think of an alien, you're probably thinking of a human dressed up as an alien.
Yeah, because they might not have sex organs. Like a lot of those grays that don't have sex organs.
Well, not only that, I mean, like just your idea of what
you can buy alien fleshlights.
Yeah, you can buy an alien fleshlight. Yeah, but your idea of an alien is going to be based on like a human. So, because like the only time we've had aliens in film and stuff is a human dressed up as an alien or something that's based on that.
Yeah.
That might be a puppet or a CGI or whatever.
Green pussies.
And
pussies aren't green anyway.
And
whatever holes you can't find, you can make yourself.
Like with a knife or something?
With a drill. A hole saw.
Gross.
Aliens could be fucking us right now. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this thought experiment. So instead of imagining a human dressed up as an alien, imagine an orangutan dressed up as an alien. Now, would you fuck that?
Orangutans are cute. That's my idea of like God. Aliens could be fucking us right now. We just don't realize it. He said, "Still fuck it." Because God is like omnipresent. Is the idea. So if he's everywhere, always, that means right now he's in my butt, and he's also sucking my dick, licking my balls, all of it. So that's what I do whenever I meditate. I just hone in on God fucking me. I get in touch with the universe's cock in my ass.
Nice. You know what I noticed? Like, you can imagine in this world.
I look orangutan.
In this world, you can imagine like
when I'm shirtless.
You can imagine things happening right now. They're just really fucking horrible. Way more than you can imagine. Like, really great.
What?
Like, what's the worst thing you can imagine?
The worst thing I can imagine?
Not the worst thing. Like, what's like a really bad thing? Like, imagine you're constantly nauseous, just throwing up all the time. You're getting your legs cut off. How's this orangutan cake? If anything above a 6, then it's a go.
Is it orangutan cake? Is like cake slang for like a pussy?
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I don't know a lot of like.
What are you trying to say?
Okay, so imagine. Okay, so it's easier to think of something bad than it is to think of something good. Cake is an ass.
No.
So imagine like you're really sick, you're throwing up all the time, you're getting your eyes plucked out. You keep on forgetting that you're in this hell world and remembering again. People are calling you stupid. You're on fire.
Okay.
It's really bad, right?
Yeah.
Can you think of anything that's as good as that is bad?
Oh. So what's your point though?
My point is that it's easier to think of something bad than it is good, unless in order to get as good as we're getting bad, you have to make up a fantasy world. You have to.
But your bad world's fantasy too.
But that could happen.
Whoa,
Fucking an orangutan. Okay, I shouldn't have used orangutan. Let's change it to chimpanzee.
Fucking a chimpanzee? The only thing about fucking chimpanzee that freaked me out is that I've heard how fucking violent they can be. I imagine that orangutan would just rip my dick right off.
The chimpanzee would rip your dick off?
Oh yeah, the chimpanzee. I don't know about orangutan.
Too late. You fucked the chimpanzee too.
I got chimpanzee fleshlights. The absence of sorrow.
The absence of sorrow. So in order to think of something that as good as getting chopped up, you have to start inventing stuff. So you have to like imagine like you have like clitorises all over your body, and you're just feeling like a constant like orgasm.
Soon that could be possible too.
Dude, can't wait. I'm gonna get clitorises put all over.
Or you can just get some plug into your brain. So you just feel like you're always orgasming all over your body.
Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably the explanation for the what's that thing called? Where the reason why we don't see any advanced civilizations out there.
What?
There's some kind of like what is it? It's not a theory. It's not a hypothesis. It's a paradox.
Y'all ever tried astral projection?
No. How do you do that?
It sounds like out of body.
It sounds fake to me. It sounds like, yeah, man, I'm out in my body, man. Yeah, I'm off somewhere else. Yeah.
Man, I feel like that sometimes when I got high.
Really?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like good. It was like I just feel myself like leaving. I'd be like, oh boy. And often I would want to get back in. I'd have to like look at something else to be
like high on what?
Weed.
They had those artificial lips that could simulate someone else kissing you. I imagine it would be like that. Simulate someone else kissing you? What do you mean?
Salvia, yeah.
Is salvia pleasant at all? I've heard different things. Like I've heard some people say it's just generally not too pleasant. Like
it wasn't too pleasant. Oh, but man, Goo, whenever he was fucking laughing, cracking up. That's funny. It wasn't too pleasant for him because he was hardcore laughing. It was so fucking funny.
Well, there was. Have you seen that show yet? Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia.
No.
There's this one episode.
Is that the musical?
No, it's the drug guy. He's the he is a Vice reporter and he does like a lot of drug stories and he's like a chemist.
Yeah.
He's actually the son of the director of The Thin Blue Line.
Oh, Errol Morris.
Hamilton Morris.
Oh, Hamilton Morris is his name. Okay.
Yeah. Like someone would make the motions with their mouth and then the lips would recreate
it.
I think I've seen that. I've seen that one and they have like a dildo also.
That recreates the dick movements.
Yeah, like you can fuck each other. Like it's for if you have a long distance relationship, you can like fuck each other.
Oh, I don't need that because I got a long distance dick.
What were we talking about?
Astral projection.
Salvia. Okay, so he does this one episode where he chews salvia, and he seems like it's a really good. Yeah, I've lucid dreams before.
Yeah,
it seems like
not a lot.
It seems like it's a really pleasant fucking thing.
Salvia
for him to chew it. He really got into it because
slower release.
Something about the way that it went into his gums, like. Like tobacco, it activates through your gums and stuff.
Yeah.
So for the first day he drank it, and he said that it doesn't work when you just drink it. So the second day he chewed it, and he said it was just like euphoric, basically.
Huh.
Which doesn't seem like what I've heard from people smoking it is just you fucking lose your mind. Just everything's just all weird, right?
I don't remember the time. I don't remember exactly what my experience was when I smoked it. I remember Goo laughing like crazy. Yeah. That was his experience. I remember, I think Skeet was like trying to get into the wall. He just like freaked out. I was like, he was trying to like get into the fucking wall. Yeah, man. I've heard some people like, I've heard a lot of the stories of the guy feeling like he's all the way down the ditch and he wants to climb out. And by the time he was able to climb out, boom, he was out of salvia.
So I
like I was outside myself.
I used to lucid dream a good deal back when I was like in high school. Like,
yeah, talk about that crazy shit.
Crazy shit. So like every time it happened, I thought I had control over what was happening, and then I looked back at what I was doing, and you felt like you were stuck. Oh, on salvia, yeah. Every time like I thought about what I had done, I was like, no, I wasn't in control of that. Why would I do all that weird shit? Like, and every time I would try to control the dream, I would get this like real fucking like feeling of like not despair, this feeling of doom. Like there was this like bad entity around or something like that. Like I remember one time I was in school and I realized I was lucid dreaming. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fly. And so then I started to fly, but it was all crooked and stuff. And then like it just got all dark and somber. And I was like, this is creepy. So I just started banging my head on the ground, pow, 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 until I woke up.
Yeah.
He says, last time I was high, Al broke his bowl in my bathroom and I stepped on a shard of glass the next morning. Also, I didn't leave my seat for 20 minutes. And that was on salvia?
No.
Oh, that was just on regular drugs.
Man, that one time whenever we all got the first edibles that I ever did, we all got fucked up. We bought like a quarter or a half pound, not pound. Jesus. Wait,
Ounce?
maybe
Gram?
ounce? Fuck. I think it was an ounce, half an ounce, a quarter or a half ounce of weed. And I didn't pay for it. They paid for it. It was a few people went in on that. And then I brought the brownies. So they figured out how to cook it, where they cooked it and got into the oils.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fat Sawalski. And got into the oils, and then they used the oils to cook the brownies.
Yeah.
And I just bought the brownies. They all paid for the weed. So I just got one brownie. And Chris drove me there.
Okay.
Well, no, I drove there, but I was with Chris. Yeah, I think I know Fat Sawalski was there. Goo was there. Spencer? I don't know. Spencer wasn't there. I wasn't even there, and I tell people about that story all the time.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah. So all I got was a brownie.
Yeah.
And Chris took one small bite of my brownie. He wasn't really into weed at all at that time. He had done it when he was younger and was done with doing it, but he just wanted one little bite. And my brownie was small.
Okay.
But I got so ridiculously fucked up, and everybody did, because I guess it was way too much. We didn't really know what we were doing. First edible I had ever had, probably the first edible that they had ever made, and it was just like one, maybe two batches of brownies. And we just couldn't move because Drew was going to be having a party at his house later that night. And we were all at Drew's house, and we were like, yeah, cool, we'll get fucked up. And then, the party will happen. We'll have a good time. And so we were all just sitting there like unable to fucking move. I mean, I couldn't move. I know Goo couldn't move, and people kept looking over at Goo, and he was like really fucking pale. And he kept saying like, are you all right, man? Mm-hmm. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm good. But I was sitting there, and people kept asking about Goo because how he looked, and I was just thinking like, what about me? Because I felt so bad. I was like, I don't feel good. I was like, I need to leave. Like I knew that I needed to throw up, and I just needed to get to the bathroom. And it was like this kind of setup, and it was just like right over the bathroom was probably like where the kitchen is over there. Not too far, but I just needed to go so bad. And I needed to get, and it took me hours and hours to get up the motivation to finally get up. And I got up just like this. And then it was so hard for me to get there, like just walking, and the whole time feeling more and more the urge to barf. And then finally got to the bathroom. I threw up. And then I threw up 3 other times that night. Wow. And at one point, whenever we were like, we got to get out of here, because people started showing up, and we were just still on the couch. People were like, you guys okay? And then I got Chris, and I was like, can you drive? He's like, I guess so. I'm really stoned too. Yeah, he just had a bite of my brownie. And so he drove us home, and that was a fucking mess. Yeah, Chris had to drive us home. Fat Sawalski, I threw up in my car just listening to this.
What is it about weed that just could be so miserable?
I don't know.
Like other shit's not like that. Like if you just drink too much, you just get sick, right? And everything's just spinny. But that's more of a continuation of what drinking is to start with, right? Yeah. That shit sucked. Yeah, but I'll never fucking forget that experience for sure. But then you did that same drug in the future and didn't. No. Bad. Well, I think it's something about edibles, because then I had an edible at another time, and I threw up like 2 times that night. A homemade edible. It was like a muffin somebody had made. They said, no, everybody else was fine on that muffin. But me, I fucking threw up. Got me too fucked up. So I think that, I don't know for sure anymore, but I think that edibles just didn't sit right with me. When is the last time you had edibles? On the road, 2015. I had a sort of an edible. 5 years ago. It was a cookie, but it was all broken up, and I didn't get very much of it. And I was fine. But then I had another edible. It was a candy thing from like today's era. It was probably about a year ago, and I just had a tiny little piece of it, and it got me feeling good, But that's one thing I was like, when it comes to edibles, if I'm going to do them now, I just barely do anything. Especially because I
smoke so little now, if ever,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever, if anytime I do, I'd say that 1, maybe 2 puffs. If I take 2 puffs, I'm probably not going to be that interactive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't really do it anymore.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
One of my coworkers got their aunt to make special Rice Krispie treats, and all it did was give me a headache. It's the only edible I've ever had.
Somebody I knew, Timothy Wright, he was making Rice Krispie treat edibles before. He was telling me about doing that. He says, "Yeah, I made Rice Krispie treats and sold them for like $20 a pop," and I was like, "What?" Because I didn't realize he would put weed in them. He was just saying weed, and I was like, "Did people think you were retarded or something?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Why would anybody buy a Rice Krispie treat from you for $20?" He was like, "They had weed in it." I was like, "Oh my god!" Oh. But he doesn't even smoke. Like, he tried to smoke a few times. He said he just never got high anytime that he smoked. So he just didn't smoke. He just sold people Rice Krispie treats. $20. Rice Krispie treat.
Oh man, we're gonna get canceled.
It's gonna pay for my education.
Everybody's getting canceled now.
Yeah.
What does that
even mean? They're getting canceled before we're even booked.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing that we never accomplished anything until now. So we would have got canceled like a motherfucker. Did you so did I tell you about the Office episode? They took out the they took one episode of The Office off of like Netflix or something because it had blackface in it.
Oh. What was the context
of the blackface?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There was no blackface.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so Dwight dressed up as a character of from Dutch Christmas mythology that typically is in blackface, but his version was not in blackface. So even though his version was not in blackface, they still took the episode off. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. People are scared as shit.
Yeah. You think that's what it is? They're just scared? Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We don't get canceled.
I think it's fear.
Yeah. Because I haven't heard one person saying like, yeah, good. We're so glad that this is like people who are like really about like being trying to push for justice and everything. Their reaction seems to be more like, we're not asking you to fucking do this. This is like a distraction, basically.
You know yeah.
They took the D&D episode off Community.
Yeah. Okay. So
there's a character did blackface when they were dressing up like a dark elf.
Yeah. So that's interesting because I remember back when I was in high school, I thought those dark elves, those drow characters were cool. They're these elves, but they had black skin and white hair, and I just thought they were badass.
So it's like a mythical creature.
Yeah.
But even any kind of putting on different color skin.
Well, it was in the episode of I never saw the episode, but what I read about it, it was a comment on the very thing that happened. So I think like supposedly somebody showed up wearing that, dressed up like that, and then somebody said, "Are we just going to ignore the hate crime right here," or something like that, signifying like, "Oh, you're in blackface," and he was like,
"What was that?
What?
What was this in
the episode of Community?"
Oh, okay.
And then he was like, "No, I'm not in blackface. This is a drow. It's like a dark elf." So it was a comment. I mean, as I understood it, it's a comment on people taking shit out of context.
Oh, okay.
And then the very thing that it was a comment taking it out of context.
Got taken out of context.
Got taken out. Yeah. So it's like.
Wow. I think personally, I want to cancel tanning salons. No one's allowed to look like me.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard they took some Golden Girls episode off the air because they were wearing mud masks. My battery's dying. I should have charged my motherfucking phone. Hold on.
I thought you were charging your phone.
Yeah. I should have not let it go. I was charging my I was charging something else. Is there a plug? Can we reach over there?
It should. Just barely.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know if I have anything to add to that people haven't already really said about it.
I heard Rogan talking about somebody canceling Paw Patrol, but then he found out that wasn't true.
Yeah, I think I heard that joke that they were going to cancel Paw Patrol because they're cops.
Yeah, the cop dog.
Yeah.
What's his name? I think Ariana said his name's Chase, and then the fire dog is Marshall.
Oh, because he chases after people?
Yeah.
As a police officer?
Yeah. They should change his name to Serve and Protect.
Is Atlanta is shit like more dangerous and shit in Atlanta?
Is shit more dangerous? What shit?
Yeah, like people like dying and getting shot and stuff.
I don't know.
I think so. Did you see that video of the shooting over at the Wendy's?
I know. I've stopped shooting people. I never watched the whole fucking thing. I forgot.
Everything will eventually cancel everything else out. We'll start from scratch, fuck everything up in exactly the same way as before the canceling. Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering, what if we did this? What if we just said, okay, everybody, we're starting over again? Nothing has happened.
That's what we're trying to do. That's what people are trying to do. You don't feel like that? Like tearing down the George Washington statues, like really digging into how the Constitution's fucked up.
Yeah. But what if it was just a complete starting over again as far as like so nothing in your life has ever happened?
Oh, like this point, even from individual points.
Yeah, this is point number one. We're starting everything right now. You're not allowed to have any memories from this point on. There is no history. This is a start.
Did you say that?
That's why we need to cancel culture and have call out culture.
Call out culture. Who are we gonna call out?
I'm gonna have a shout out culture. Yo, shout out to my brother. That's what we need. Shout out culture, where we just shout out to the people that have done good things, and just
that is a good idea.
Just remind people of all the good things that can be done. I'm calling you out to be canceled.
Let's try to get canceled, man.
That's really easy. If we want to try to get canceled, we just start spouting off.
Where instead of canceling anyone, you call them out on their issue, and then you learn. And then
you learn.
You learn, or they learn.
I don't know.
People could listen to each other.
Yeah, I think talking, having real conversations.
It's funny because it seems like
they learn. Well, but I guess the thing there is you got to be open, and maybe you need to learn in that situation whenever you're calling out.
Yeah, both. You
never know. No matter what, both people will hopefully by the end of it learn. And that's one of those things. Like it's the idea, like with therapy. I think it's Carl Rogers that the way that he views psychotherapy is that both the psychologist and the patient should be transformed by the end of it. That's good, ideal psychotherapy, where they're both transformed by the conversation.
Man, that's a lot of weight on the person who's just doing a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but but that's like the ideal. That's like the thing to aim for. You're not always able to achieve that. Yeah. But that's, if you're a psychologist, I imagine you hopefully you allow yourself to not achieve the ideal every time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing that you're probably trying to help other people with. Yeah. To allow themselves to fail.
But I feel like
they're canceled.
I feel like right now it's like so not like that. So not open in general to listening to, like, the thing, like, have you heard about shit that's happening with Terry Crews?
No. Terry Crews is
an actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an actor, and
I think I know his face.
He's in the Allspice commercials.
Oh, Old Spice?
Old Spice? Not Old Spice.
Allspice.
he advertised. Is Terry Crews canceled? I don't know. I didn't know he was. I know he was.
He's canceled.
He's getting there.
Big muscle man.
He's a big muscle man. I don't know exactly what he said, but he said something about he's just concerned with the way that things are going right now. He wants people to try to come together instead of fighting with each other. He said something like that. By the way, the only reason I know
he was in White Chicks.
Okay, the only reason he was probably in a lot of White Chicks, bro. No, the only reason I know what he said is because I saw people talking about it and complaining about it.
See, I thought he was a football player. He did used to be a football player. Okay. And a bodybuilder.
Oh, he played the president in Idiocracy. So the only reason I know about what he said is because I heard people complaining about what he said. So that's the context that I'm learning about it through.
Oh shit!
So he said something about we need to come together instead of like trying to fight each other, something like that.
He had a tense exchange with Don Lemon.
And then I should do more research before I come on here talking about this shit. And then
oh man, it's television is the Smartarted.
Oh yeah.
Not for the people that
and then people research. Are talking about like, man, you need to shut the fuck up. And like and being like, man, you're a traitor and shit like that. I bought a ticket for the Terry Cruise. It's a cruise you go on there. You just everybody has terry cloth. What is terry
cloth?
But it got canceled.
Stuff you. But I guess it's just like I think cheap cloth that you clean things with.
That's a good one-liner, actually. There,
the Terry Cruise.
I bought a ticket for the Terry Cruise.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Last month, he tweeted in part, "We must ensure hashtag Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into hashtag Black Lives Better." So
he's getting fucking assaulted for saying that.
But he's just saying ensure. He doesn't say that it is.
Yeah, but here's what the whole thing. What I'm trying to get at. It seems like the way that things are now. If somebody says something's racist. And somebody else said, if somebody says something's racist, and I say, I don't think that's racist, then that means I'm racist.
Well, yeah, that's the mentality that's in things like White Fragility. From what I've heard, I need to actually read White Fragility, which is written by a white person about how
takes one to know one.
Yeah, it's written about how our culture is so systemically racist that we can't even perceive it being. We can't we can't see what's racist and what's not, because everything we see is a product of the systemic racism. Basically, there's no ability for us to escape it or understand it or step outside of it. But then here's this white woman who's able to step outside of it and see it.
Yeah.
So, but I've heard some stuff about her book, but I haven't actually read it.
So Terry Crews is doing damage control. Or in his case,
cruise control. So here's what he tweeted this. It was quoted by Don Lemon, I guess, trying to call him out on it. Are all white people bad? No. Are all black people good? No. Knowing this reality, I stand on my decision to unite with good people, no matter the race, creed, or ideology. Given the number of threats against this decision, I also decide to die on this hill.
That sounds like so fucking reasonable to me. I don't know, but it's weird that, but I understand why. I can put myself in the shoes of people who are giving him shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Don Lemon leaves a sour taste in my mouth. We need to have Garrett, the Muppet Show. Those fucking old people making one-liners and shit.
Yeah,
you need to have him pop out there and say shit every once in a while.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I understand why. I know that is the way things are. That you can't say that shit because what he's saying isn't about he says, if I have to sit here and read Goose puns, he's gonna be cruising for a Terry bruising. Oh man. The comments are better than the actual show.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. We need to get Goo to write for us. We can start doing opening speeches like Jay Leno and all those people. I don't know why I picked Leno.
Jay Leno. Like a fucking I'm trying to think of a really old one. I can't think.
Johnny Carson.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying though?
No. You're saying that you understand people saying that? Like you understand why?
I don't agree with them, but I understand. I would expect him to be torn apart for saying that shit.
No, but he does too, apparently, from that, what he said. From, because he said, given the number of threats against this decision, I also decided to die on this hill.
Yeah, well, that must mean that he's gotten pushback in the past.
Oh, yeah, that was after his first one. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better. A few days later, he shared another tweet about that. And that was the all white people bad or all white people good.
Yeah. So I understand why people are like, but look, this is like blurring they're like, but you're not for the cause though, then if you're saying this shit. But I think what people are not understanding right now is you can be for the cause, but it's not you saying something that adds complexity doesn't mean you're speaking against it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that I think is a big issue, is that people do want to streamline and simplify the issue down into the point that you can put it into a sentence or two that you can post on Twitter or on Instagram.
Yeah, that leads to the problem that I've been thinking for a while, that our major problem that we're going through right now is our whole existence is based on these little bullet points and photos.
Nuances being lost.
Yeah. Our whole existence is in bullet point form right now.
Yeah.
Which is fucking with them. I think that's why it's like a glitch in our whole fucking society or whatever.
Because the thing about bullet points too is that they're fucking bullet points. They're just one little thing, and they could mean a million fucking things. A bullet point is for you to look at and explain. You know what I mean? That's what they were for, like fucking PowerPoints and shit like that. It's like you put a bullet point and then the explanation comes from the talk, the speech.
Things are getting so violent that even our speech is in bullets. Bullet points and people getting shot in the streets and stuff.
Bullet points, PowerPoint presentation. That's all that is. It's the fucking aristocracy.
Like, you can support a cause while criticizing more radical positions, of course. But it's crazy. Well, right now, it's like,
I think it's the only way to get it done.
Yeah.
Eventually, is to really have to go into those complex situations and to have to get into the conversations that you're going to have a lot of conflicting things that seem conflicting or contradictory.
You know what? I think that sounds racist.
Yeah, it's because we live in a time where our attention span has been so condensed. Yeah, and I think it's an unfortunate byproduct of the media that we have. And I think the media that we have is based on short attention spans, but I think it was also created because of our proclivity as humans to go to short attention span things. Because I think our brains are built for quick information, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that you have to work for the other information a little more. So it's, it's built to easily digest quick information. Because part of the thing too is that our brains are also like danger alert.
Yeah.
It's danger signals, like boom, spark shit up real fast in our
27 seconds remaining. Finish that thought.
Oh shit! Our brains are meant to think fast, and
like
whenever
when
we try to fucking think fast, it doesn't work.
It's like,
and then
we're having like
we can't fully complete what we're trying to say.
And we're addicted to serotonin in our brains.
13.
Technological
12,
innovation
11,
is outpacing
10,
social innovation.
9,
Aliens,
8,
it's time.
7,
Come down.
6,
Aliens, protect us. We know you're watching this.
4, 3, 2, 1. Live video paused.
Here at IGTV. And guys, behind the scenes right now, we're going to continue our special Patreon paid viewers only portion of the show where we suck each other's dicks.
What are we gonna call this? Or is that's just the cover, right? So I don't.
Man, my hair is whack today.
Mine is too.
All right, bye guys. Thanks a lot for watching. This is brought to you by Motorola and also by the color yellow.
And my mustache.
This show is brought to you today from both of our lungs. We
Mustache
breathed it out
for better tomorrow.
and we vote our vocal cords. It looks like I was cut into this. Bye guys. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye guys.